Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 165 of the FAB and Fearless Business Booster Shot Show. My name is Yinka. I'm a business strategist, a coach, a speaker, and an incoming author. And I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habits. It is both my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this 165th episode of the show, where each week at 1:30 p.m. UK time on a Wednesday, I come to you with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. And so if you can see and hear me over on my LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube socials, feel free, jump into the chat, come and say hello. Let me know that you can see and hear me, that I am indeed not talking to myself, and we can get going on the topic for today, which is a call to the queens, quiet or otherwise. And I'm really excited to share this powerful insight with you today. So I am just going to very quickly double check that I am indeed live over on my socials. And then on that basis, I will absolutely get going on the topic of the day. Hello, my fabulous co-conspirator, Sharon Hurley-Hall over on YouTube. It is so good to see you. I'm being given notification that LinkedIn says that we are not yet live. Hello, fabulous Jackie Raymond. So great to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing, joining me over on Facebook. I'm interested to know why LinkedIn is not actually streaming just yet. I'm not sure why that is. I am certainly live. I am certainly here. But for some reason, it is not yet streaming. Interesting. I don't really know what to do when the tech starts teching. It is showing that it is absolutely working just fine here. But also I really don't know how this works from that perspective. It isn't streaming to LinkedIn, but I'm not sure why, because clearly I am streaming right now and everything is fine. So I'm not really sure what to do about this. Okay, well, what I will do is I'll continue with the show. We'll see what happens over on LinkedIn. I may well just have to upload it later from one of the other platforms. I see what I mean. This is the reason why I constantly talk about ensuring that the tech doesn't tech, because sometimes the tech actually does tech. And then what can we do? Absolutely nothing at all. I don't know why it is not connecting. The event will start soon, waiting for the host to start, but the host has already started. This is wild. Okay, well, thank you, LinkedIn. It is what it is. We continue regardless. The show must go on, as the professionals say. So the topic I want to talk to you about today is called A Call to the Queens, for a couple of reasons. Number one, because I am going to be running or co-hosting a fabulous event called the Quiet Queens Nourish and Network event next Tuesday lunchtime. I'm really excited to be co-hosting it with the amazing Sharon Hurley-Hall, who will be coming in from Barbados to join us in London for this inaugural event. And I say inaugural, but what I will definitely say is we don't know if it's the first, last. We know it's the first. We don't know if it's the last. We don't know if it's inaugural. But the point here is that we've called it the Quiet Queens, because it is important, I think, for us at this time of the year, Super September, where there is this real kind of sense of, many people are having this sense of getting back into the swing of things. There's definitely a feel of like new energy, new vibe. And I think it's important that we remember who we are at this time. And this is why I have called today's session A Call to the Queens. And in researching this particular topic, and thank you so much to the fabulous ladies, Jackie, Sharon, who are dropping links to this show over on YouTube and on Facebook, since LinkedIn has really decided to tech today. And for some reason, it is actually not showing that I am streaming at all when I clearly am, because I'm talking to you right now. But yes, the intention, or the reason why I wanted to have this particular conversation, was because in researching this particular topic, I found a really powerful insight from the late Queen Elizabeth, who had given some really powerful advice to her then daughter-in-law, who Sarah, Duchess of Kent, Duchess of York. She was the Duchess of York, and who is now popularly known as Fergie. So Queen Elizabeth had been speaking to Fergie about some challenges that she was experiencing, and Fergie was feeling nervous about something that she had to do. And the late Queen Elizabeth's advice is one that I think is so poignant and powerful for this time of the year, but just for women in general. And it was only 4 words. And this is where we have the opportunity to be super clear that something doesn't have to be dramatic, extensive, all of the things in order to be very, very potent. And Queen Elizabeth said to Fergie, what I really want to call out to the queens today and remind you. And it is simply this. It is a reminder to you that being yourself is enough. That was all she said. She said to, when Fergie was like, what should I do this? Should I do that? Should I come across this way, that way, all of the things? She was simply reminded that being yourself is enough. Isn't that potent, powerful advice for every type of woman, for every queen, for every person? To remember that in order for you to truly succeed, trying to be someone you're not is definitely not the road to go down. It is not the way to get it done. It is not the opportunity doesn't lie in pretending to be someone you're not. Remembering who you are and remembering the power that you have in being yourself is so incredibly powerful. Being yourself is enough. And not that I'm one to contradict the late Queen Elizabeth, although I'm clearly just about to because I said that. I would say that it isn't just enough. Being yourself isn't just enough. Being yourself is incredible, is remarkable, is a gift, is an opportunity. Enough is a very interesting concept, a powerful concept, but nonetheless, it's like a cap. There is a finiteness to enough that I want you to remember that you are so much more than enough. Enough is the least of all of the things that you are. And I think it's really important that we remember this at this particular time of the year, because if you're anything like me and you've had kids go back to school today, you're kind of feeling a little bit tumble-dried. Like I certainly have felt very, very tumble-dried over the last couple of days. I could not, when we got to this Monday, and I was like, they're still in the house. They're still asking me for 11 billion snacks a day, or juggling like a clown in the circus. I was like, I need to be someone else. And actually, I don't need to be anyone else, because being yourself is enough. And yet we live in a world that sends us these signals left, right, and center of how that isn't the case, how we often need to be different, how we have to change and contort and pretzel ourselves in order to be available and in order to succeed and create the outcomes that we want. And so the thing I really want to get across to you and for you to have a really clear understanding of is that being yourself is enough. And really focusing in on the opportunity that it gets to create for you. And so, what I want to really share insights with you on today, apart and then share more about the event with, is the importance of that call to authenticity. How important it is to remember who, in fact, you really are. To remember everything that you have to offer, to remember how powerful you are, how potent you are, to remember the fact that there isn't a single bad day that you have ever had that has kept you there, because you are here with us today. And so I really want to encourage you as we come into this new season. And, whether you've been, giving it welly over August, or whether you've just come back from a lovely August break, whatever state that you are in, remembering that you are sufficient for everything that the day will throw your way is a powerful remembering. Remembering that there is no victory without battle is a powerful remembering. And remembering that you have been victorious every time is also a powerful remembering. And this is part of the reason why the Quiet Queens Nourish and Network event has come about, because both Sharon and I, and many of the ladies who are already kind of signing up to come along and join us, we classify and define ourselves introverts. And it was the book by Susan Cain, Quiet, that began to really unpack. She wasn't the first, but hers was the most celebrated of the pieces of work that began to really unpack the introvert experience. And the thing I would say is that what we're coming to learn about the different versions of people, and I love that it actually is versions, because introversion, ambiversion, and extroversion sit more on a continuum rather than in terms of opposing forces. So there are, highly, extremely introverted and extroverted people, and then there are people that lie somewhere in the middle. But given that we live in a world where extroversion is celebrated, is touted as the pathway to success, it therefore means that those of us who work a little differently, and to be clear, introversion isn't about shyness or social dexterity. Introversion is about energy management. And so you can have introverts like me who are public speakers and are not shy and, can do the things that they need to do. But I'm still introverted because of how I need to restore myself. And so it's about how you manage your energy as opposed to how you present in the world. And so, but we live in a world where extroversion is very much celebrated, considered the norm, and introverts are often encouraged to extrovert. And I don't know about you, but I know about me. And I know that that doesn't sit well, and that's not how it lies, and how, that's not how it works best. And so this reminder that being yourself is enough, being yourself is a gift, being yourself is an opportunity, is really part of the rallying cry that Sharon and I are putting together as part of our event next week. I'm going to show you our little graphic. I shouldn't say little because it kind of undermines it, and it shouldn't undermine it in any way. It is fabulous. Just a moment. So as you can see here, it is called the Quiet Queens Nourish and Network event. It is next Tuesday from 1 p.m. at a secret but ever so exciting Central London location. And it's a really powerful space where we remind introverts and those who love them, those who are ambivert, those who are extrovert and want to come into a different vibe, that being yourself is enough. Being yourself is a gift. When you are your most authentic, that is when you're most magnetic. And so we're creating a space where, those of us who often go to, in-person events and then feel smashed for days afterwards. And, it feels, very tumble dried in experience. We are inviting you. We're calling you in. We are reminding you that being you and the things that make you you are absolutely your superpowers. That's the one powerful truth I want you to understand today. Everything that makes you you is your superpower. Everything, all of the things that make you you are your superpowers. And so it is really important to create these spaces to enable a different way of showing up, to consider, different energy management styles, different ways of being our best selves, to create a really powerful opportunity for amplification, for celebration, and for transformation. So, yeah, we're calling in the queens who are quiet or otherwise because we're introverts. So, we're not about excluding anybody, especially not when we live in so many spaces and feel excluded. But yeah, we are calling in the queens to remember that being you is a gift, that what you have and what makes you you is your superpower. And we're inviting you to come along and join us in person, live in central London at next Tuesday, and to come into a space that is really being crafted in a very different way to many of the experiences that we have had in terms of networking and events. And to come into a space, I would say, that's really powerful and sacred and really honors you as you are and everything that makes you you, being a superpower. Yeah, I think as I'm like rapping and kind of really getting the mental flow of it, I'm really excited to think about everything that we get to begin and talk about and create next Tuesday. And so you have the opportunity to come to the event, which gives you the opportunity to have a beautifully delicious lunch, to spend time networking with some incredible business women. I'm so excited to see some of the most magical names on the roster, and to be given the opportunity to hear what both Sharon and I separately and together have to say in terms of really making sure that that introversion is your superpower, along with all the other things that make you you. But you also have the opportunity to go VIP, where you have the chance to tap into some really powerful resources. And those resources come from me and from Sharon around cash flow, around introversion, around owning who and how you are, as well as the opportunity to spend some one-to-one time with the fabulous, incredible Sharon herself. And so I'm not going to belabor the point because it isn't really in my nature to do so. But my one actionable tip for you today is to ask yourself, when you look in the mirror, do you really see the queen that you are? Do you really see your power? Do you see your magnificence? Do you see not the battles that you fought, but the victories that you behold? Are you seeing yourself clearly? That is my one actionable tip for you today. Ask yourself that question. And if you are not, and you are in, around, or close to, or can get to London for next Tuesday to come to the Quiet Queens Nourish and Network event, we would love to come and have you. We'd love to spend time with you. I laugh that those words actually just came out of my mouth. Like, you could tell if you watch back on the replay, you'll see that my eyes went, huh? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this event in a way that I cannot explain, because we're already thinking about ways to ensure that it is nourishing and energizing, even for those of us who are more introverted. And so come along, bring a friend, and yeah, let's really take some time to make some magic. Ladies and gents, that is everything I want to say for you, or wanted to share with you today. Come along. If you would like more information about the event, please feel free to drop the word Queen, either wherever you're watching us, so LinkedIn, Facebook, or I was going to say LinkedIn, but I'm also minded that LinkedIn's stream didn't work today, so I don't know if you can actually watch over on LinkedIn. Nonetheless, you can leave the word Queen in the comments or slide into any one of my DMs, and I will be happy to share more information with you. But in the meantime, I'd love to know. Let me know if you really see the queen that you are when you look in the mirror. That's a question for you. But if you want to share your insights with me, I'd be happy to hear them. And we'd love to have as many of you as are able join us in person next Tuesday, 9th of September at 1:30 p.m. at our very exciting Secret Central London location. So in the meantime, ladies and gents, take care. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you in the spaces. Take care. Have a good one. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.